I think we have sort of similar tastes because you mentioned something about somebody, and I was like, oh yeah, she's very attractive too.
Oh yeah.
There are more attractive women in this part of the island than I thought there were. Let's just say that. And there's actual, like, there's some people down here that are like, relationship material, maybe.
Absolutely.
And
there's some powerful sisters around here.
Yeah.
Powerful.
Yep. And I'm gonna say cliche, but it is true. Your limit is only in your mind.
God, that's so true, my friends.
Yeah.
Damn, they put things well. So I want to. Well, I'm trying to stop thinking. I've achieved. I do not remember anymore. I've stopped remembering, but I still think a lot, and I would love to. I would love to stop thinking.
Well,
I don't know if I can do it.
It's really challenging for someone to totally stop thinking.
Should I try it? What would it mean? I would have to walk up to someone I was attracted to with nothing in my head, and just whatever comes out of my mouth comes out of my mouth. Nothing's lined up.
I mean, depending on your state at the time, that could potentially work. But for you, getting used to it, not worrying about stuff, I honestly think, look, I do think this is going to happen for you.
Think so?
In the right time. I do. Because it's a law of large numbers or whatever. Like, you're going to meet somebody who's, like, going to like you to the point where they will seduce you. And you might not want to say
what
if your virginity.
Oh, I've been thinking about that too. I was thinking maybe I should stop talking about it.
I think by talking about it, you're giving it power.
So don't talk about it.
Unless they ask. But
that's
like,
true. That's
the
kind
thing
of
is, a lot of guys.
That's kind of what I do now. I don't bring it up, but
a lot of guys aren't good lovers.
Right.
I've heard. I'm straight. I've always been straight, but I've read books about. Sexuality, and a lot of guys, not great.
I think I'm a pretty good lover.
Yeah. Well, we don't know.
I had a girlfriend for a full year, and we never had sex. But we spent almost all our time in bed together. We were either in bed.
So you've learned some stuff.
What do you mean learn? I can please a woman.
Okay.
Like I think women would like to have sex, but I very seldom have I ever had an experience where I left and I didn't feel the woman was like pretty darn pleased.
Well, there you go. So if that's true, then you don't have much to worry about.
Right.
So you just have to keep meeting people.
I think meeting people. It's such a drought. I'm not used to a drought, Like I didn't have anything until like my mid-30s, and then in my mid-30s, I have some crazy stories. But I was like, I batted 100% for a while.
Yeah.
Like literally every woman I asked would go out with me. We had a great first date. We usually ended up in bed together. Wow. But this never went. We never went. It blows
my mind. I'm sure you've reflected on this stuff. I'm sorry.
I reflect on it, but I don't know what any of it means.
You haven't seen any pattern in all these times you've.
Well, coming to the island, I know my island pattern, but it's completely different from what my mainland pattern was.
Right.
My island pattern is like so weird. My island pattern is. I meet women who are probably too young for me.
Yeah.
Spend a lot of time with them, become like really good friends.
Yeah.
And then as soon as I express like an interest or something, it's like kind of over. But
why?
Well, it's not completely true. I've been in bed naked with a handful of women on the island.
Okay.
Let me see if I can count how many. One.
It boggles my mind though. Like there's got to be some pattern here.
3, 4.
I'm boggled right now.
5, 6, 7.
Wow.
I've been in bed naked with 7 women on the island.
It's more than me.
Really?
Yeah.
Yay! I win. Crunchy wins.
That's a lot of women.
Crunchy wins.
I'm also really freaking picky.
I'm very picky too.
All right.
I'm super picky.
7. Let me think.
Unfortunately, all the women I really, really like are so picky they won't pick me.
Yeah. Well,
I have women
that's
I really.
the thing, man. Quality or quantity.
I have women I really like and who I've been affectionate towards. But like, for whatever reason, I haven't met that one woman yet who's like, it's such a specific woman.
Yeah.
Like, you know what it is?
She is.
Let me just
She is, man.
Can I describe her?
Yeah, please.
Okay. Funny. She's fucking funny.
Oh yeah, she
okay. And she gets my sense of humor, and she loves me because of how funny I am.
Yeah.
And she loves me because
you really want monogamous, like long term.
Just at the beginning, I want to.
No, I mean, like I really respect that.
I would like that little bit of space.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to have a little bit of space to show a woman who I am, how I live, and to like test it out before she's on to like another person.
Yeah.
You know. It's like, can we try it out for? And I've had that a little bit here. I've had that maybe once with one girl. I got maybe like 2 months in. It was really fun. I really enjoyed it. That's why I wanted it again. I really liked it. You could really like. It's like you really become kind of partners. You know.
Yeah.
And so I want
to be a beautiful thing.
I want that. I want to cook with her. You know, sleep with her, do everything with her.
Yeah.
But I don't want. I'm not going to exclude other people from my. You know, I don't want to be one of those couples that it's just about us.
Yeah.
Like, you know those couples where whenever you see them, they're always together?
I hate it.
And it's just about them.
It seems
I don't want to do that.
Because they're relying on each other to fulfill all their emotional needs.
I'm past that maturity. Like, I'm too mature now to do that.
Yeah. I hear you.
But it would be nice, like, sexually speaking, it would be nice just to explore that. Since I'm such a novice.
Right.
And in that area, it is like I'm sort of fragile. It's like, it's my vulnerability, you know?
Right.
And in order to explore it, I would need someone to like sort of commit to me for a little bit. You know?
If I'm hearing right, your lack of confidence sexually.
Right.
You feel that it's maybe sabotaging your confidence in general?
Oh, I hadn't thought about that before. My confidence in what way?
Well, it just sounds like you think about this and maybe you have anxiety about it.
I'm just thinking about it.
I wonder if it
now.
affects the other angles.
Wait, restate that? Restate it?
I wonder if your perceived lack of confidence sexually like sabotages the rest of the relationship in some way.
I think it probably does. Yeah. I don't see how it couldn't have a strong effect.
I mean, because like, yeah, back in the day, you know, when I was 11. I'm just kidding. Before.
You had sex for the first time at 11?
No.
How old are you?
That's private.
Private information.
Yeah, very private.
Private information.
Very, 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 very few people know that information.
Really?
Very
How many is very few?
I don't know.
Is it one?
No. No, it might be slightly more than that, but it's very few.
We should do a podcast and tell all where Andrew actually tells.
Oh my god.
He actually just
that
tells.
would be a fucking expensive subscription podcast.
Why do you have those secrets? What are you protecting?
Because it's hard to describe.
Try.
Okay. This is what I'll say. Because I was a late bloomer, and my first time was later than I would have liked it to be.
Oh, yeah. We should have a late bloomer in club.
That's the honest answer to that. And
you were a late bloomer. Or you were embarrassed because you were a late bloomer.
Yeah.
I went through that phase for like 15 years.
Yeah. Mine was not that long of a phase, but mine was, you know, it's just like, eh.
Hey, my first time with every single woman I've ever been with has been amazing.
Right, because you don't really have a first time.
I guess not, but up until they realize that I'm not gonna.
It's very personal information. I should delete that. But,
dude, personal information. What are you talking about, man? We're a speck in the eye of the universe.
Woo.
We're gone like that.
Yeah.
We're here to live, and we spend like so much of our lives scared and afraid and hiding who we are and ashamed of telling our story. Who are we protecting? What are we ashamed of? It's like I'm so. That's why I left mainland America, because that's like the whole chorus of life there. It's like, be ashamed. Don't talk about anything that you actually want to talk about. We're not curious about what you're curious about. Just be a model person who we're comfortable with, so that we don't have to really think about you at all. That's how America operates. We want to have our holiday celebrations. Everyone be happy. Go work, make money, and then that's life. And that's like the most fear-based, stupid, ignorant way to possibly live. I feel bad for Americans.
Yeah.
A lot of them aren't living good lives I wouldn't wish upon my enemies. And all of them are celebrating like this is the best thing ever. It's like
you don't know any different.
It's like you're working around the clock. You're afraid of everything. It's like your lives suck and you don't know it. You're just comfortably numb. We're just like drugged up, you know, on like ignorance, alcohol.
We don't need a plastic shaman.
Tinfoil medicine, man.
Medicine, man. My brother could not stop talking about that when he's just.
I can't believe someone said that to me.
Someone says you didn't even tell.
Who said that? Who said that?
You didn't even tell me that someone said that to you.
That was the whole thing. That. No, my friend sent that to me.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. Yeah, someone accused you of being a plastic shaman.
Who did that? Do you remember?
I don't remember.
I think it might have been Shauna.
That's amazing.
I can't believe she'd say that.
Medicine, man. I think she likes you. That's a very specific insult.
Really? Shauna, I have a great. Well, I'm Shauna. She's Shauna. I owe her $90.
Right. Oh yeah.
Phone bill. I don't have the money.
That's your reality show. That's the cut. Roll credits.
Reality show. I should borrow money from my friends.
Oh my god.
And then be really pathetic and like not pay it back, but be really bumbling and pathetic.
No, your reality show would be called Punatics with an X.
Punatics. Oh.
Yeah. I saw that somewhere. I forget where I saw that.
Maybe I should shoot a reality show.
You know.
We got Rory. Should I do like the story of Krunchi finding love? And just have Rory follow me around the camera.
It's actually not a terrible idea, but it would be very complicated to make that actually happen.
Oh, because the camera guy's right there?
Yeah.
We can just do it. I mean, it's not. He'll do it, and I'll do it.
Yeah.
So it's just like you have to ask a girl if she's comfortable.
Let me put it this way: before, like your problem right now,
right,
is that you're trying to find a ripe pineapple in the middle of Mackenzie State Park. You're trying to find a ripe pineapple somewhere under the pine needles.
Wow.
That's doable. You want to raise the stakes.
There are no pineapples over there, my friend.
Right.
0.
Okay. What kind of
analogy is this? Oh, I get some water.
Oh my god. Okay, not maybe a ripe pineapple. It's like what you're trying to do right now to find like love in Puna. It'd be like, okay, it's not quite that hard, but you trying to find love in Puna,
yeah,
and lose your virginity. That's
do I want to lose my virginity though? It's the only thing.
I don't know. That's what I'm hearing from you. It sounds like you do.
But it makes me special. Why do I want to lose something that makes me special?
There's a lot of things that make you special, man.
If you're in your 20s, you lose your virginity.
There's a lot of things that make you special.
If you're in your 30s, you want to use a virginity. If you're in your 40s, you're still a virgin. You should be a little carefuler because you still need. It's like a doctorate.
It sounds like you want to change that. Maybe I misinterpreted that.
Only with the right woman. I haven't met her yet.
Right.
I don't even know if she exists.
My point is, you want to find the right woman. So find the right woman. It's like you finding an Asian pear.
I would love it to be an Asian. I would love her.
Asians are great. It's like you finding an Asian pear that a tourist left in Mackenzie State Park. It could happen.
It could happen.
You need
fine.
to look.
Okay.
But doing it in a reality show is like you trying to find the DNA of an Asian pear. And
what do you mean?
It's 1,000 times more difficult.
Oh, if there's a camera there?
Yeah. If there's a camera there, it's like it'd be like you trying to find 10,000 Asian pears. It's that much more difficult.
What if I did half and half?
It's like just find one.
What if I do half and half? The camera can be there half the time, and the Krunchi's there half the time. You know.
I guess so.
Am I gonna
try to find 500 Asian pears in Mackenzie State Park?
Well, here's the thing. Am I gonna find an Asian pear if my name's Krunchi Bits?
Yeah.
Yeah? It's not the name?
Oh. Well, it might reduce your chances.
Should I go back to Sean?
You said that. I think you should do both. You should have both. I think people close to you can call you Sean.
Yeah.
That's something. If you get that, like, if you put someone in a position, maybe the first time you meet them, you go, you know, people really close to me call me by my birth name, Sean, but here in Puna, because we're really silly, I go by Krunchi Bits.
Right.
Then it shows that you're multidimensional. It implies you're multidimensional.
Right.
Because I think it's true. You're multidimensional. And
I hope so. Yeah, hopefully at least 3-dimensional.
I think you are 4-dimensional when we count time. But
right.
When you do that, and maybe you get to a point. Let's say you get to the second date with somebody you really like them.
Oh my gosh, get to a second date in
if it
Pune?
goes really well, yeah.
It's never happened. I'm
just saying, if that happens, that's when they can call you Sean. If they feel like they've earned something from that,
right.
I mean, I don't want to I'm not trying to get all pickup artisty, but if you can give them something for making it that far, that's if they feel like they've earned a kind of closeness, you can call me Sean now.
You can call me Sean.
Can. That could work in your favor.
Well, you know what I've been doing?
That could work in your favor.
Well, I've been doing that, but I'm like, if I've been telling people, like, my closest intimates call me Laughter. But maybe I should say Sean.
I think people would respond to Sean's better.
Okay,
people get
it's a real
confused by abstract concepts.
The lunatic names,
especially people newer to the island.
Shoot. So do you think if I walk up to a woman on Kahena and I feel like she's like a tourist that's visiting, should I introduce myself as Sean rather than Krunchi? But I'm kind of Krunchi now. I'm kind of Krunchi.
Yeah, I mean, I would say I that's not what I'm saying.
Oh, okay, fine.
I'm saying that they can earn the other name.
I hear what you're saying.
Introduce yourself as. I mean, like you said, if you're looking for someone who's like your partner,
I love that
or whatever.
It's so intimate. The last intimate moment I had with a woman, I asked her, "Hey, can I name you?" And she said yes. I was expecting, like most people you ask that to, they would say no, you know,
right.
But she said yes. And I was like, whoa, awesome. And I named her on the spot. I don't know if she's regretting that decision now. I had another girl I did the same thing to.
Is that the girl we saw tonight?
Yeah. I had another girl I did it to. I asked if I could call her darling, and she had a boyfriend. And I was joking around, and she said yeah. And so I started calling her darling.
That's sweet.
She had to tell me to stop.
She had to tell you to stop?
Yeah, because I was kind of doing it too much.
Oh, yeah. You need to learn restraint.
I know, I just always, because it's so fun, I always overplay it. You know, get kicked off the playground.
But this just shows my point, man, that playfulness is really important to you. So introducing yourself as Krunchi, that's just going to naturally filter out people who... I don't know, I don't feel like it's a... I mean, unless it's really not working, if you put in a concerted effort for 4 months or whatever, and it's still not, then you can reconsider how you introduce yourself. But honestly, they're in Pune. They're going to meet weirder people. You know, I don't know, man.
All right, we'll see what happens.
I don't think that's your problem.
I'm just going to say open to whatever.
Yeah, I just think you should wind
I'm not going to overthink it. It's good that we can talk about it, but...
It's good we can talk about it.
I talk a lot. I don't overthink things. I really don't.
No, you don't.
I don't think... Because in the spur of the moment, when the chips are down or whatever, and I have to make a decision about something, I just let my heart...
I just can't believe you've been in bed with 7 women, and you haven't made love to any of them, And I'm guessing, did any of those go to another date after that?
Well, yes. I've been in a short relationship here with one woman. Another one, we've always been affectionate towards each other, but we always fight too much, so it's just whatever.
I know who that is.
Another one, we were in bed together a couple times. Another one, you know what the funniest one ever was? I prayed. It's funny. I have twice in my life prayed for a woman. Only twice.
Okay.
As
a partner.
2 times in my life, I was at a point where I was like, I'm lonely. I'm so lonely. I'm praying. I don't usually pray to God.
Yeah.
And I remember the first time I did it, I was at a stoplight in New Hampshire. I was coming back from 2 years in Africa. I was shooting a film.
Wow.
I had gone on a date in 2 years. Wow. No woman in my life at all. Wow. And I came back, and I was at winter in New Hampshire, and I was at a stoplight going to a gym at almost midnight. Because I was this weird reclusive filmmaker, and I was wading through footage, and I stayed up all night. Wow. And at the stoplight, I was like, please God, will you send me a woman? And I go to the gym. There was one other person in the gym. And she's doing backflips across the entire gym. Mm. And that's how I met my first girlfriend. Mm. And I went up to her, and want to know my opening line to her?
Can I borrow a quarter?
Oh, man.
My mom told me to call when I found the perfect girl.
That would have been good, too. I asked her, I was like, are you...
Never used that.
Well, she was doing backflips across the entire gym. Like, backflips, like Gumby. And I asked her...
Are you training for Wonder Woman?
Yes.
You did not say that.
I asked her, are you training for the Olympics? Because the Olympics were on or something. Are you training for the Olympics? And she became my girlfriend for a year.
Wow.
Shannon. The sexiest person. One of the sexiest people I've ever met in my life. Traumatized, too. She's got MS.
Oh, no.
I haven't talked to her in a couple of years, but we're still, like, close.
Oh, no. It's a really tough disease.
It's tough. That's why I always attract to my life these young, beautiful women who have got something super traumatizing has happened to them. And I like to think that I'm part of the therapy to help them get somewhere. And I was definitely that for Shannon. She was my first ever girlfriend.
Wow.
I asked her. I was on a boat in the middle of the Pacific, and when I phoned her the first time, I was doing the crossing from England to America, and I called her.
You mean the Atlantic?
Oh, the Atlantic. Sorry, I always get my oceans flipped.
That's okay. By
and,
satellite phone or whatever?
Yeah.
I think that's all they have out there.
I know, but it was kind of cool.
That is cool.
And I asked her out to dinner when I got back into port.
Middle of the ocean.
Yeah, middle of the ocean.
Not a lot of people get calls from the middle of the ocean.
That's true. No, I've never been called from the middle of the ocean.
Yeah.
No girls really ever called me. From the middle of anywhere.
In general. Oh wait, do girls call me?
Girls only call me from the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
But what I was saying is, and you know what? That's when the chemistry took. Shannon and I were supposed to be together. Do you know how I knew that?
Boy.
We sit down for dinner.
Breaking my heart.
The first thing she says to me, without any hesitation or any doubt, "You're a Pisces." Her first words almost to me when we sat down. Dead on right. You're a Pisces. She knew, and I knew, and I wasn't sure on signs then, but I knew she was either a Cancer or a Virgo.
Yeah.
She was a Virgo. If you're a Cancer or a Virgo, and you are with Krunchi, usually you're pretty happy. I do really well with Cancers and Virgos. Leos too, but they never stick around.
Leos.
But I love Leos because they're so brave. The bravest woman I've ever been was a Leo. And like we did some stuff in bed that I hadn't done before.
Still didn't make love.
And we didn't make love. I could have. She's so gorgeous. So gorgeous. I asked her to marry me.
Really?
Actually, you know what? You want to know a funny story?
I'm so fucking angry right now. Go on.
Here's the true story.
So angry. I'm so angry.
I call her up.
I'm physically like
You're angry at what?
frustrated.
Why?
That you have all these opportunities
To have sex with goddesses?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Wait until I can show you.
Yeah, because I'm a straight man.
Do you want to see her?
Yeah.
She's an anthropological dancer, British. Just got out of college. So hot.
Okay.
It's crazy. Anyways, but here's the deal. I'm making a film right now about a caveman, a homeless guy. My brother finds him in the mountains, and we do this film about unconditional love.
It's the first movie that you've about unconditional love.
Yeah.
And it's the first movie that you've directed or edited.
Yeah.
That you're in.
Correct.
So I'm looking forward to this when it comes out in
Me too.
2030.
Me too. Hopefully we get there. We'll get there.
When it comes out in 2033.
So if this film makes it into the Cannes Film Festival,
Hopefully.
and wins the festival,
Okay.
which would be quite a feat because only one American film in the documentary category has ever won it.
Oh, you mean Cannes in France?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
But if by some miracle I win that festival, this woman has agreed
Oh boy.
to marry me the next day.
Wow.
Which might be a little complicated
Yeah.
because I'm already married.
I didn't know that.
Anyway, so moving along.
Green card marriage?
No, not.
It's so you can stay in this country.
No, I fell in love with a girl. I fell in love with a.
Now we're just getting into it. I don't know if I can believe you.
Okay. I fell in love with a girl.
Wah, wah.
Fuck. I don't know. I don't know if you can put this part. You can't put this part. You have to edit this out.
Okay.
You have to edit it out. It's a strong. Do you want to know it though? Do you want to know the story?
Okay. Yeah.
But I have.
You believe in divorce even if you don't.
Well, because I only believe in pagan weddings now. So you get married for a day, year and a day.
Yeah.
And I've asked how many? Okay. I've asked 2 women to marry me on this island.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never asked anybody to marry me.
I highly recommend trying it.
Good God, now.
Just try it out.
I don't want to give people the wrong impression. I don't want to be disingenuous.
Oh, because you don't want to get married.
I would need to date somebody for like minimum 4 years at this point to know if that was something that
Okay, so 3 days after meeting this girl, I asked her if she would marry me.
Because I have my own history on it. Long history on it.
Oh, you have a history? I don't have a history of asking people to marry me. I've asked.
Yes, you do. You said you've asked multiple people.
Well, I've asked. I asked this British girl, and she said she'd marry. She said no, and then I talked to her for a while. She said, "Okay, if you win con, I'll marry you."
Nothing like convincing somebody of that.
What's that?
Nothing like convincing someone to marry you.
I know. I've done it successfully on this island. I asked someone to marry me, a pagan wedding, and the first 3 times they said no, and on the 4th time I asked them, they said yes. We were engaged for a short amount of time, and then she quickly backed out. And I think part of it was, she became good friends with the first woman I asked to marry me.
Oh boy.
And I asked that first woman to marry me like maybe only 2 weeks before I asked her to marry me.
Which part of your mania did this occur in?
Well, I'm a virgin. I'm like, I don't get any of these chances to do it. So I'm like, fuck it. What? I don't get to ask any of these questions because like woman. I want to know what it feels like to ask a woman to get married. And I was so critical. You know, I was banned from. I was basically
the marriage
association. I was basically blackballed by both women. Neither one of them will talk to me to this day. I was thrown off the farm for even asking a woman that question. Even though she said yes, I was banned from the farm and told never to come back.
That farm was kind of kiki. Just kidding.
No, it was up Hamakua way.
Another farm. Okay.
Yeah.
Bad joke.
And to this day, this woman who said yes, no interest in talking to me at all. Can you imagine that? Like you're in a scene with someone where you say yes to marrying them. You talk about when are we going to tell our families and stuff. Like we're so happy, and I understand you caught up in the moment or whatever, and later you back out of it.
Sounds
but
like
you had that moment,
yeah,
and you don't talk anymore.
Yeah,
crazy, right? You don't talk anymore.
The first time anybody ever.
And that's a lot of women in my past. I have a lot of women who I have had unbelievably great experiences with.
Yeah.
And then like one little thing happens, and it's like we don't talk anymore. It's one after another.
Maybe these things are bigger deals to them than they are to you.
But I don't know how to see. We have these long spiritual conversations where we get all on the same page, and then one thing will happen, and that is it. And the frustrating thing for me is when that one thing happens, we're never able to even talk about it after the fact.
Sounds like an opportunity.
To find a woman who doesn't do that. Or I can just blame myself. I can blame myself for...
Bring it up.
Right.
Talk to people. If someone's not in your life because of a communication problem, that is partly on you. It's partly on
I bring it up. I asked these women, I asked them a couple times, can we talk about it?
Yeah.
And the answer is no.
Don't ask for permission to talk about it. Just talk about it.
I can't. They won't. No,
hey, I feel bad about that. Just say what you need to say.
I was
don't expect them to have a certain response, but
I was good friends with a girl here for a little bit.
It's traumatic. It's traumatic shit. Man.
It's very traumatic. And get this. Here's my story. I unexpectedly, we were going to a dance later on, right? I thought we had both agreed we were going to go volunteer at this dance. I'm the only one in the car, so I was going to pick her up and we go to the dance, right?
Right.
Before that happens, I randomly get handed a mushroom. This never happens, really. Doesn't happen as often as you think, even in Puna.
No, it doesn't. It costs money.
Yeah, I just get handed a ton of, actually a big mushroom, and I eat it. And I start tripping my ass off, right? And I asked her, I asked this woman if I asked like maybe 6 people. I said, can you come pick me up and drive me to the dance? Because I don't trust myself driving. And she's the closest one. And I've got the car, she can just drive the car, right? I've driven her all over the fucking place, including picking her mom up from the airport.
Wow.
Yeah, I've driven her all over the place. Yeah. And so I asked her, I'm like, listen, will you drive me to dance? Because I have a feeling if I try to drive, I could crash. I am tripping my ass off. And she got so offended that she thought I was threatening her. She was like, she thought I was saying either you have to drive me or I'm gonna drive myself and get it.
I asked if you were tone deaf earlier.
Yeah. Oh, you think I was tone deaf?
You might have been in that moment.
Like how? Oh, like just like explaining myself or something.
You might have been coming across in a way that you didn't intend.
It seemed that way. I couldn't understand the reaction because she couldn't even talk about she told the way it happened. She told her friend.
See the pattern that's sort of like emerging a little bit.
So I'm tone deaf.
You might be a little tone deaf.
Cause I couldn't understand what had happened, and she won't talk to me to this day. I've gone up to her twice. The first time I went up to her, I was like, "Can we talk about it?" And she said, "We could talk about it sometime later." And so I went up to her again, like months later, and she was, we're not talking about it. And I just got, even to this day, I see her.
The tone,
it was just my tone.
Is really important. Tone is really important to people, especially women. And if you come across like really aggressive or...
I find them really aggressive because, like, what happened?
It's possible. It's both ways.
I got into a fight with her. We have a mutual friend who she complained to.
Let's say you're coming across the wrong tone. Just hear me out.
Okay.
I want to hear what you're going to say, but let's say you come across. Let's say that something's bothering you, and you say something how you feel, and you come across more aggressive than how you intend.
Right.
We're all guilty of this.
Does happen.
It's okay. So, doesn't it make sense that she would return the aggression in a defensive manner?
Maybe.
People mirror each other.
Right.
As I saw in a very, very, very cute way today. People mirror each other. You know, sometimes when you put your hand on a fence,
a
girl puts her hand on a fence. Sometimes when you raise your voice to a woman, she's going to tell you to fuck off as loud as you can.
Oh, so maybe I'm tone deaf.
Might be a little tone deaf.
What do I do about that?
I mean, so you could record yourself and listen back and see if you sound the way you want to sound. That might help, that might not. I don't know your extent of how tone deaf you are. You don't seem that tone deaf to me, but you might talk to women somewhat differently than you talk to men.
Oh, that's so probably true.
Yeah.
So I might be tone deaf.
You might be a little tone. I mean, not like, doesn't mean it doesn't mean that you're people in my family who can't sing.
It explains a lot.
But you might be a little.
A lot of times I just have upset women who I've been intimate with in front of me, and I don't understand why they're upset. Which makes me upset.
Sure, you might be a little bit on the spectrum too.
On what spectrum?
You know.
Which?
Like the
Rainbow?
Asperger's.
What? I have Asperger's?
You don't have Asperger's, but like everybody's somewhere on that spectrum, right?
Yeah.
Of things that make sense to them. Like I just described it in a part that was probably not recorded about how I have synesthesia and like I have mild synesthesia.
What's that again?
It's when one of the senses gets interpreted by another sense.
Got you. Basically. That's so weird.
Yeah, so like the freaking red and yellow ladder, like that was like static. It sounded terrible to me. The ladder, which made no real sound, was like noise in my ears.
Oh, that's so interesting.
It was terrible. It was like my eye ears, though.
You should be an interior decorator.
I could be. I don't feel like going back to school, but I could be.
Back to school. Give yourself your own credentials.
Yeah, I should. But
you could be my wingman, and then you could kind of like listen in and gauge my tone a little bit, maybe.
I could do a signal. I could pull my ear if you're being too aggressive.
Okay.
And maybe I scratch my nose if you're being too submissive.
Okay.
Something like that.
Too aggressive.
We can come up with it later. But yeah. It's gonna look like a baseball player from the Yankees. There's no like Chevy Chase thing. I think it might be a little bit I don't know.
That would explain a lot.
Yeah, because like everybody's different, you know. Everybody has different childhood. Everybody has different things.
I'm special needs. I've never had sex. I'm like a special needs patient.
You might be vaguely special needs, vaguely.
And like, you think someone would have like some sort of sympathy or empathy for that?
Well, it depends on your sample size. Like really.
Right. Here it's so small.
Yeah.
It's so small.
That's my point. If you had more of a sample size, it'd probably be easier. This is the challenge of being on this island.
But maybe the lesson for me is that women aren't my future. Like the whole woman thing that everyone's so geared towards, all men are geared towards, not all. Jesus, you can put your foot in your mouth. Tell me different ways.
Yeah.
Maybe women just are meant to be my friends, and I'm meant to go through life as like a monk.
Maybe.
It's hard. It feels like that. I'm actually about to ritualistically have my head shaven.
Oh man.
And
I talked to somebody who said that today. They're gonna do that.
Oh really? Who? Who?
It's a secret. In January, 1st of the year.
I'm thinking of going full monk because like I'm not. It seems like the universe is telling me that like, dude.
I think you have to let go of attachment to this. I think when you're not, that's my opinion.
Well, it's just reality. It's like I can look back at my life and it's like I've had really good. I don't regret anything I've ever had. I've had so many good moments with women that I think I'm good actually. Do you know what I'm saying?
Hey, man, if you feel that, like, more power to you.
I kind of feel it. Like, I would like to have someone occasionally put their arm around me or something.
Yeah.
But even without that...
That is nice.
I am good. I have been with beautiful women, been naked, explored their... All I ever wanted to do was basically touch a beautiful woman's body and to see what that experience was like. Done it, been there. Would I like to do it again? Yes. But I've done it. You know, if I hadn't ever done it, I would be in a totally different place right now. You know what I'm saying? But because sexually, I haven't had sex, but I've been completely sexually satisfied. Like, I've pretty much done all my fantasies.
Really?
Yeah. There's not much. I only have a couple fantasies, and I've done them all.
None of those include actual coitus, though.
None of them include coitus. I don't fantasize about coitus. I don't have the urge. If I had the urge, I would fantasize about coitus.
That's really interesting.
I have other urges, and I fantasize about those, and I've experienced them in real life. A handful of times.
Yeah.
So, I feel like I complain a lot, because I like to complain, and like...
Yeah. I look forward to not corroborating this story, but just like, I'm gonna be listening real tough about what women down here tell me.
What about me?
Yeah, and in general.
I can tell you who to talk to.
Well,
where do you want to start? I can give you a whole bunch of names of women who won't talk to me, but
you won't talk to you.
Yeah, but you can go ask them about Krunchi Bits, and they'll tell you. I'd be fascinated to hear what they tell, because they won't tell me anything.
Oh boy, yeah.
And I doubt they would talk to you even, but I would legitimately try if you wanted to. If you were interested enough to investigate that, I would help you in your investigation.
Maybe. I got a couple fish I'm frying right now.
Maybe you could find out actually what's going on.
Other person in my life. They'd probably just say that you came across as a dick and they were tired of you.
I'd be so fascinated to find out what they would actually say.
That would be my guess. But the thing is, like, to me, I get that. To me, though, you don't come across as a dick.
I'm not a dick. I'm a really nice person.
Yeah.
I've done a lot of nice things. For every single woman I've ever been intimate with,
Maybe you're a pushover.
I'm a bit of a pushover.
Yeah.
Because
That's almost worse.
Well, the thing is, my flow, what I do is I go totally on their flow. Because I figured I just want to find out as much about them as I can really quickly.
That's fine in the beginning, but at some point you have to set the...
But it's all beginning. It's all beginning, and then it hits the first bump, and it's done.
Yeah. It sounds like you're not really, like, strong and you're in power. That's what it sounds like to me. Women want someone, like most... I hate to say, like, women.
But for me, what
most women want someone strong in their power.
What that means for what most women want, when I say who's strong in their power, they want someone who's strong in their social conditioning power. That's what women want. And for me, what women want is a joke. It's why there's so much trauma. It's because women want men to perform and act in a way that is socially conditioned trauma that the man has already experienced. And the women don't understand this. The men don't understand. No one understands it. I'm the only person who understands it. I think you're falling asleep.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we lost 2 hours of gold, but we just gained back another, 45 minutes of, like a couple of gems, hopefully.
Yay!
So I hope they like it. It was super vulnerable.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the stuff, hopefully.
I try to stay awake.
You know what? There's a reason. And also be careful about some of the stuff on here. You might want to edit some of it out.
Yeah.